Two retired members of New York's finest are credited with apprehending a woman they say tried to burn down the birthplace of Martin Luther King Jr. in Atlanta.
What are you doing?
Like soap?
What are you doing?
Have a direction?
They say the suspect, identified as Lanisha Henderson, was pouring what is believed to be gasoline all over the front porch of that home. A tourist from Utah began recording when he heard her trying to force her way inside. He called for help. And that's when those two retired NYPD officers stepped in and held her until police arrived.
I looked around the side of the porch and heard splash, splash, and saw her dumping the can all over the porch. And I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then she came around the front, was dumping gas all over the porch too. So at this point, I was like, "This is important." Pulled out my phone and started recording.
Because King's home is federal property, Henderson could face federal charges. As of now, she's charged with attempted arson in Georgia. And who knows what might have happened had she not been stopped in the act. And for that, the world has these two gentlemen to thank. Joining us now are the two retired NYPD officers who detained the suspect, Kenny Dotson and Axel Dotson, brothers,
yes.
Former NYPD officers. And you just flew in from Atlanta. Welcome.
Yeah. Yes.
Axel, what happened? But take us through the beginning of this whole encounter.
Okay. We had just gone to see a couple other sites, and we were, pulling up to MLK's birth home. And as we're walking up, we noticed a gentleman. He's kind of tussling around with a woman, on the lawn. And so, we stopped to see what's going on, and we smelled gasoline, and he tells us what's going on. We kind of caught like the very end tail of it.
Right.
And so, she starts walking away, and she was all the way down the block, and we hopped in a car and went after her and chased her in the backyard, up a driveway, and got her out.
And Kenny, you did this for a living for a long, long time, but a long time ago.
Yes. Yes.
So what was that like for you when you found yourself in this scenario?
Well, for me, to have my brother with me, it was funny. Just the day before, my father had asked me, "Do you miss the job?" Just the day before. And I said, I do miss that adrenaline rush, being out there from time to time and doing that. So when we was doing that, for me, really, as we was doing it, it was fun for me because I had my brother with me, and to go out there and to be, active like that again, it felt good. And we really didn't realize the significance of what we had done until after it was over, really not until this morning. I
mean, did you realize, Axel, where you were, what that building was, and or what had happened before you got there?
Well, I honestly, I wasn't sure. As my brother Kenny told me about, the church and everything else, and so, while we're there, it's just like, wow, it doesn't really hit you until afterwards. Like, this is like an iconic, like a site now, so. Yeah.
And she never said a word when you were
I asked her why she was doing what she was doing, and she didn't really respond. And when we said we were from New York, one of the things, why are you guys doing here?
Wait, she asked you that? So what do you make of this? I mean, Kenny, what do you obviously encountered a lot of people in the course of your job on your time on the job. Mm-hmm. What leads someone to do this?
We didn't know, and we asked her that a few times. Are you okay? What made you do this? But she would not answer. She didn't say anything. And just from our training and being around and making calls before, we kind of knew that she was not intoxicated. We didn't feel she was high, but we knew that there was something that was wrong with her. Yeah. We knew that immediately, that there was something wrong with her, even when she wasn't answering our questions.
Yeah. And the training obviously kicks in. I mean, the video that the guy from Utah was recording, Axel, as you were, you had her in this hold waiting for police to arrive. Yes. Do you even have to think about it, or is it just something that kicks right in?
Well, the only thing that was different, we didn't have any handcuffs. so I'm walking with her down the block, with her hands behind her back and both of her hands, and he's following me. But, she wasn't, she didn't resist. She, was pretty much, she was caught.
You look pretty official there. We also have body cam video from the Atlanta police officers that I think we're going to start looking at now, which was, I guess, once they arrived. Yeah. Policing has changed a lot since you guys were on the job.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it has. It has.
It's changed a lot since I was on the job, yes. Yeah. It's just
definitely more since he was. I mean, me too. It's changed, but definitely more so from him.
Right. But I mean, now they've got body-worn cameras.
Oh, right. Yeah, that wasn't on when I was on.
Right.
Yeah.
But does any of that go through your mind? I mean, it's been a while since you took police action. I assume it's been a while since you took some sort of police
over 11
action,
years.
right?
Well, you know, when I was on, you know, people would have, one time we had to apprehend somebody, and, you know, me and my partner, we were on, you know, Jamaica Ave, and people had their cell phone cameras out. So it was like, all right, you know, we didn't do anything bad. You know, as long as you do your job, you be professional, you don't take anything personal, you shouldn't have to worry about anything.
The significance of that location is enormous. And I know you guys had gone there. I mean, you were visiting your dad in Atlanta, but you stopped there on your way home just to see it.
Right.
You know, talk about the significance. I mean, what do you think the world would be saying today if this woman had succeeded in burning that building down?
I tell you, really, after seeing the video, the footage of how much gasoline she actually poured on there, if she had, and when Axel was able to take the lighter from her, if she had lit that building on fire, because it was all in the bushes, it was all over the place, it would have gone up immediately. It would have been gone. There would have been no saving that home.
And it was all connected, so I think that it would have caught even more.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, because they're like row houses.
Right.
So.
And such an important historical icon, such an important location, and it's really great that you guys were there.
Yeah.
It was great to be there.
Axel and Kenny, the Dotson brothers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The better looking one.
Thank you very much. He is the young one.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. It's really a pleasure to have you. Thanks for rushing here from the airport.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been home yet.
All right. Well, all the best to you and happy holidays.
You too.
Thank you very much.